Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review of The Death of Superman. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to talk about this version of it, okay? Because there was another version of this movie before. Excuse me, put that right there. There was another version of this that came out a few years ago, which they kind of wrapped up this whole story of it, I think, in one episode, one movie. This one is kind of be a two-parter, I think, in a way, because this is well, if you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Instead of putting the whole arc of the death of Superman in it and the reign of the Superman and all that stuff, they're gonna put it in two different movies. Okay, the other movie put it all in. Well, they didn't do the reign of Superman part of it. They just did the whole death of Superman and the resurrection and stuff. But this one is more true. This version is more true to the comic book version. But although they did make changes to this one, and basically this is the story of Superman fighting Doomsday, this unstoppable foe that comes from space and crashes on Earth and just destroys everything. And they, like I said, they made a few changes in this. Instead, I think it was the Justice Society that was in the original comic book, but in this one you have the Justice League. In this one you have Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg, Martian Manhunter, and Batman. Battling Doomsday, and then Superman, of course, ultimately battling him. And again, I think they did a good job with this version of it. They explore the relationship, of course, with Lois Lane and Clark Kent in this one. They're getting close. They're dating, of course, in this, and they're getting closer. And ultimately, Superman ponders, Clark Kent ponders, telling her the truth, that he's really Superman. And that's the big kind of dilemma and drive about this movie. Him, trying to find that balance between, telling the person that he loves, that who he really is, and it's a really good. I thought it was really well done for this, and I think the voice work was really Jerry O'Connell, who's played Superman before. He's Superman Clark Kent in this. You have Rebecca Romijn, his wife, she plays Lois Lane. Okay, and then you have Rainn Wilson. He plays Lex Luthor in this, and I thought he did a good job as Lex Luthor, who's in this movie, and he kind of plays he plays an important role in this movie, and he's in it as well. And then of course you have Rosario Dawson, who's played Wonder Woman before, and Nathan Fillion, who plays Green Lantern. You have Christopher Gorman, who played the Flash before. Then you have Matt Lanner as Aquaman, and you have Shamon Moore as Cyborg. He played it before. And then of course you have Jason O'Mara, who's played Batman a couple of times in these DC animated movies. And again, this story is, I mean, they really, they show you the blood and everything in this movie. It's really, the fights are absolutely brutal. And of course, Doomsday is brutal because he's basically an unstoppable killing machine. That's what he was designed to be. Okay, and he's really brutal in this. Like I said, they don't shy away from the blood in this. So that's why this one I think is PG. Is this PG-13? Well, I think they give it has this rating or something saying PG-13, sequence of violence and action, including some bloody images. Yeah, because they do show the blood. They don't shy away between the fights and the blood and stuff, and they really they show it. And I thought this was really well done. And again, they do show the nice balance. It's nice to see Clark Kent and them, him trying to find that balance, with Lois Lane, who obviously he loves, but he's debating whether to reveal that he's Superman. So to share that part of himself, and he wonders how you can do that without endangering the people that you love. Okay, and I thought they did a really good job with it, and I like that they had the Justice League in this version, so you got to see the Justice League trying to stop Doomsday and stuff as well, and you get to see them interact with each other again. And I enjoyed this movie a lot. Okay, and I thought they did a really good job for it. And you know what's going to happen at that? Again, it's called The Death of Superman, and I have to admit, it did kind of make me kind of tear up at the end when Superman ultimately when he dies. Okay, it really, I think they did a good job building into it. So you felt that emotion that you see Lois Lane obviously feeling when Superman dies. Okay, and I think they did a really good job with this, and I thought the animation was decent, and again, it really kind of got to me, and now I'm anxious to see part two, which will be the reign of the Superman. Okay, and you know what? If you read the comics, you know what happened with those characters. But I'm interested in seeing how they interpret those four characters, with part two. And if you watch this video, they have a kind of a sneak peek of it, of the reign of the Superman, and what's going to happen and stuff. And they go into kind of depth of it and what's going to happen. So I'm looking forward to that. But this one, I thought they did a really good job with the Death of Superman. Again, the other movie that came out before I thought was okay, but I think this version is really where it's at, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And I'm going to give the Death of Superman, I'm going to give it a 7.8. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I definitely think looking forward to Reign of Superman when that comes out. I think it comes out next year. Kind of wish it would come out now, but you got to wait for these things. But I really enjoyed this a lot, and I definitely recommend it. Again, they did a really good job with these, and again, I'm a big fan of these DC animated movies anyway. Anyway, let me know what you think of The Death of Superman. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Instagram in the description box, as well as links to my other channel, Paul's Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.